Hey everyone, it's the Toy Enhancer, and today we are going to take a look at Dusty. This is Dusty from the G.I. Joe Classified. We're going to try out a little customization project. As you can see, I picked them up for $4.99. So anything that we do in this modification, if it goes wrong, it's not going to really affect me. Picking these up at Ollie's. Obviously everyone's picking them up at Ollie's. Very cheap. But back in the day, I want to tell you guys right now, Dusty was one of my favorites. I would carry him around in my pocket everywhere I would go. He was just a real awesome figure, and if you watch the cartoons, he was in a lot of them. He was a main character. We just seen a lot of Dusty, and he was just one of my favorites. He was unique. He had that desert camo, and one of the things that I loved about Dusty was that his helmet was soft goods. So this is the helmet that we got with Dusty, and it is not soft goods. But me being the Toy Enhancer, that's what we're here to see if we can pull off. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do like the straps. I'm gonna try to keep those in this modification if I can, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is something that I wanted to do from day one, because, you know, this is an awesome Dusty. I like him. The only thing I didn't like about Dusty is when he came out is they made him look real thin. You see how thin he looks? Well, Dusty was kind of chunky in the cartoon. He wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't call him fat, but he was more of a, I'd say this picture on the cover was see how he just was a more fuller face type character. Even in the cartoon, if you go back and look, he wasn't skinny. But this face just kind of remind me more of like a Duke or something, you know. So I wasn't too happy with that. If it was a little fuller, again, I don't know if the camouflage, it just looks thin. But besides that, let's take a blast to the past real quick. Let's bring out vintage Dusty that traveled in my pocket everywhere as a kid. And hands down, one of my favorite Joes. So if I can get the little stray hairs and dust off of them, goodness. Didn't know he was so dirty from sitting on the shelf. Alright everyone, this is Dusty. Dusty, meet everyone. As you can see, this is definitely a well played with Dusty. But he has soft goods on his helmet, and I just love that. I love that. That made him unique. He was one of the only characters that really did have that in the early line. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get our old Dusty back in the classified version. And we're gonna try to modify this helmet. All right. So when I first initially look at the helmet, I want to determine where I want to make the cut to get rid of this hard plastic that I'm unhappy with, or I want to try to make a change. Okay, as we can see, if we look at Dusty's helmet, it takes like a lower dip, and then this is wrapped around it. Okay, and then from what I can tell in the pic, from that picture, it looks like the same thing. That band right below the goggles there is holding the cloth, and it even looks like it wraps around the front bill. I don't know if I'm going to emulate that, because I think it would be too bulky at this point, but I'm going to try to taper it down right here. I'm assuming I can come through this area and it be acceptable. So what, hey, it's $4.99. We're gonna take a crack at it. So what I think I'm gonna do is get my initial line going of where I kind of want to make the magic happen in the initial cut. Let's see if I can adjust the camera. Just something to kind of guide me. Okay, we'll make a cut there. All right. So I'm gonna take out the old. I think the Dremel wheel might be good on this. We're gonna see. All right. So we got most of our major bulk off that we were trying to get rid of. Okay. Now I'm just gonna see if I can just shape things up a little bit. Okay, that's fairly decent for now. Let's see where I kind of nicked the strap right there. Let's see if I can fix it with a sharper X-Acto knife. All right, so for the soft goods, I have an old camouflage pocket, came off of some pants, and I have a piece of tarp. The piece of tarp, obviously I can dye or color or, you know, even like marker it to get it to the dusty color specs. On the old one, I believe it just had like some markings on it, and that's how I remember it being when I was a kid. Nothing fancy. It was just like that. But that being said, I was wondering if maybe this would look a little better. You know, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna apply it yet or do a band or anything, and I didn't know if that edging would look better in a way to have that all around, or if we should do a frayed look. And then I got to I was like burning the edges of that and looking to see how that may look, and I kind of did like the way that this looked more vintage like. So, but again, there's a seamed end that you can put in there, maybe something like that, you know. But either way, I'm gonna have to start nipping away at this and determine what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna do like another band around. There's also a pair of goggles that sits on here, so maybe we could tuck it under that. We're gonna explore the options. Okay, so here I'm starting to cut the fabric, and the only way I could really cut it was with these brand new pair of tin snips. It seemed to be doing real well. I'd hold it up to the helmet and try to get an idea of how long I needed that to be and whatnot. Right here, as I'm gluing this first piece on, I used super glue initially. And this super glue is really good. It's activated with a UV light. But that being said, it did not work to bond the material to the plastic. So it's more better for plastic on plastic purposes. So you'll see here, as I size it up, I go ahead and get the edge where I want it, and I just peeled that one away. I'm gonna cut a new band here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat the edges with a lighter. I'm just gonna braise that lighter against it, and just give the edges a good seal so they won't fray and they'll stay in place more. And here I'm going to wrap it across the bill of the helmet again, and this time I'm going to use the glue gun. I'll wrap that first initial piece, get it set with glue, and that seemed to work a lot better. The glue gun was very sticky to both materials. So and you see here, I'm working with the glue gun, getting this one side situated. I have it pretty much sized up. You can see I have the stitched end of the tarp on the bottom. So that's the seam end of the painter's tarp. Working around, gluing it, pinching it, holding everything tight. I'm tucking and nipping, Just getting everything so I can put a little dab of glue and set it. Perfect. And then I'm going to nip away the rest of the excess material. I tried with a razor knife at first because I wanted a nice clean cut, but it just wasn't working, and I was able to get the snips down in there. So I continued with that to get it down to that lower band level that I wanted it at. And then this is the process that I'm sort of familiar with from fixing old G.I. Joes. Right here I'm just mixing some tones together to get the color of the helmet, or something close. It didn't have to be exact necessarily, but something close, because the cloth material color was just way too light. So here I am just mixing in some lighter tones with some darker tones. I have some yellows, some browns, some beige. And I'm just mixing until I set the piece down there from his helmet. You'll see me, I'll dab it on there a couple times and still not happy with it, so I'll continue mixing, going a little darker until I find that final result that I'm looking for. And this is a good way to get colored skin tones and whatnot. And then I'll start applying it. And you can see it matches the upper part a lot better. Not exact, and I don't want it to be exact, just something close. And then, of course, after this, I'll work in some brown detail, and definitely put brown in the back of the helmet, so it looks dark when you look at it from head on. All right, so here we are. Here's my final result. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. I'm gonna do a comparison. I'll get my other Dusty with the helmet that we didn't modify. And you know, that's basically what I hacked out of Dusty's helmet. You know, we hacked that out of there. And like I said, we'll do a side-by-side comparison and see the difference. I like it. It's something different and something more close to soft goods like this. So anyways, tell me what you think in the comments. Thanks, guys. Alright, everyone, so here is the final video on how it turned out. I'm really happy. I think I caught the essence of the original helmet, and still maintained the size that it needed to be and whatnot. I'm really happy with it. Tell me what you guys think, and to each his own. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe and follow, give a share, and we'll see you on some future customization. Thanks, guys.